And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lost Podcast of Titan, the father and son journey through sci-fi series that unite generations. We're just hoping to sound smart enough to get sponsored, basically. That's our goal.
Smarter
We
than
get
usual.
to retire and live smarter than usual, get to retire, live the good life, get hired by whatever left of Paramount to start making good Star Trek. It's the plan.
Or George Lucas is lying on his deathbed and he says, "If those two guys from the podcast of Titan, they'll have to take over the franchise from now on." And we'll go, "Oh, okay, I guess."
Well, he's back in charge of Star Wars.
Thank God.
So there's that.
Are you ready to do Lucas for president yet, or is that still?
Let's keep that out. Like there's that saying, there are some weeks that are years. There are some days that have been decades. Oh my God. But we try to be apolitical on this show.
True, because we got more important things to worry about, like Star Trek episodes.
That's right. Speaking of which, we are currently on What Are Little Girls Made Of, which is an odd title, but what are you going to do? And
An alternate title didn't immediately come to mind.
well, I mean, we could have titled it Another Duplicate Kirk, which
Well,
is
that would have kind of given the plot away early.
yeah, but what are they thinking of? They're doing them back to back, like back to back Mind episodes, back to back Evil Kirk, or not evil, but like the Duplicate Kirk.
Split Kirk in.
There were other episodes they could have shot and done.
And you're going to have at least, I know of at least one more duplicate Kirk plot.
Well, that should be Mirror Mirror, right?
Yes, and
Okay.
then one where Kirk is possessed by an evil intelligence.
Oh, I don't remember that one off the top of my head.
Last episode, last season, third season.
Oh, that would have been a cliffhanger if like the whole series ended on it not being resolved. Is it really the good Kirk? Well, the decent Kirk, or is it the evil Kirk?
Or could they tell the difference even?
Or is it the salt vampire who took over the captain's place?
Now, there would have been something to end the original series on. End of series teaser with, you're backing away, running the end credits, and just before the scene fades out, you see the salt vampire sitting alone in the command chair instead of Kirk.
Yeah, okay, if we did take over the reins of Star Trek, I would hope we would try and make some better Star Trek. But I would love to do a deep cut like that, where just for fans of the podcast, we'll have one character on the ship who really is obviously into salt. And well, maybe not obviously, but very, very loudly subtle, which is a contradiction, I know. But like if they're in a dining hall or whatever, they just have the shaker of salt, and they're just shaking. That's all they're doing the entire scene is shaking.
Or you're seeing one crew person walking down the corridor, and under his or her arm, he's got a great big salt lick like they do for cattle.
Not many people know what a salt lick is, unfortunately.
Well, not too many people have been around cattle, whereas I have. A salt lick, if cows, like that, they love salt. So ranchers will get these big blocks. They're bigger than a basketball. As the size of a good laundry basket, yellow, and they're made up of salt. And they put them out in the middle of the field. The cows come up, and just lick on them and to get their salt fix.
Speaking of licking, let's see. Everyone, go ahead and pull up your favorite physical media device or your streaming. Go to Star Trek, What Are Little Girls Made Of? And just go ahead and pause this until you get set up at the 00 mark. And welcome back. So I hope you're with us and ready. And we're going to go ahead and start this show in 3, 2, 1, play. Here we go.
So beautiful out in space.
It is. Like I go back and forth between being utterly terrified and romantic for the notion of going to deep space.
For the slower among us, this is going to be a Christine Chapel episode.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, why is the nurse on bridge?
Well, considering all the other crap that's happened so far.
Also, okay, so yeah, 5 years since the last, and they're just now getting around to it. And she joined Starfleet just to get on this ship, just to like. It doesn't seem efficient.
Well, 5 years since the last signal, there may have been people or crews contacting the planet. They just haven't had any success in locating. And the Enterprise just happens to be lucky.
Like, but how did she know the Enterprise would eventually be going this way?
Holding out hope.
Uh,
Interesting little scene coming up with Nimoy.
but she's also in love with Spock, so
she's a woman. Yeah, let's just get those emails coming in here.
Never mind, it's been made quite clear that I would have been left for Spock in a heartbeat as well. So,
but did you notice when Kirk asks Spock if there's any chance that he's still alive, and Spock glances over Kirk's shoulder towards Christine, as if he wants to be careful about voicing his answer. Now, if he was truly devoid of emotion, sparing Christine's feelings would not have occurred to him.
Because sparing her feelings would mean she's able to function at her position. Because if he was honest, air quotes, she might be emotionally distraught and therefore fail to perform her duties.
True. So he could have said, "Captain, he's probably dead as dog shit right about now. We should move on." Quick zoom in. So the last message they had received from Corby reports finding underground caverns and stuff. So I guess there was always that possibility that Corby was still alive.
Then again, like if you're in deep space and you find a cavern, that's a guaranteed safe haven until the ship comes by. But we'll have robots in this episode.
Yeah, why not?
Evil robots, sexy robots, scary Halloween store robots. Sugar and spice and everything nice, right?
Yeah.
I'm still not getting the title.
Best they could come up with.
Really?
Well, they're under a schedule here. They had to get the episodes out.
It's another duplicate Kirk episode.
In our continued series of duplicate Kirk episodes, we now offer.
Is that another yeoman with just serving coffee?
Yeah.
God. It's a crowded ship.
Okay, I just noticed a note here saying that the script of this episode was in such a bad shape that Roddenberry had to make revisions while in the process of actually filming the episode.
Ooh.
So that probably explains why they stuck with the title they had. They didn't have room. They didn't have time. They thought that it wasn't as important as the rest of the script.
Well, I kind of want to know what the issue was, to be honest. Oh, come on. Hey, on the ship.
Connect the dots. Bang the rocks together, guys.
What are those two behind them doing? Why is he staring at her ass?
They're both staring at it. I guess they're supposedly listening into the happy communication.
Hold on.
She exchanged a hug with Uhura and stuff.
All right. I understand that if you're an extra,
they weren't staring at her ass.
They are extras. They weren't paid that much. This is their chance to get on TV, but they literally just stood there, center frame, making very creepy gazes, And then as soon as they got up, they continued on their mark as though they had something to do. And I was like, ah.
Okay, I've got more concerning the title of this episode, but I'll save it for the appropriate moment.
All right, okay. That's a glass behind him. Why is there
Yes,
glass?
to keep the cold out of the cavern.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was okay.
They're also setting up their Christmas displays at the store.
Ugh. This is again like it's the same cave material. Like if there are rocks on an alien planet, this is what they use.
I would love to have seen the prop closet or storehouse for Star Trek when this was being made. They had, I imagine, walls of this kind of material just lying around for future use.
If I understand correctly, the what they do is that they just get a large slab of styrofoam, and then you just chip it away because it breaks off in natural rock-like formations, and then they just spray paint it whatever color they want it to be.
I'm looking for some of that orange coloration that was on the ore that what's his name fell down from in The Enemy Within.
Sorry, guys. This is your number.
Yes, advance warning. Here we are going to have the first official death of a red shirt.
As long as they don't just get passed by a strange blonde who gives the come hither. I mean,
You'll mix it up a little.
really, seriously.
Although, given the sort of deaths that appear on Star Trek, being given a come hither look by a nice looking blonde wouldn't be the worst way to go.
It's true. This is true.
It's like the Eddie Izzard routine: cake or death.
I mean, Ooh, cake.
I love that routine.
Yeah, I'm beginning to see some of the flaws in this.
Really? What's okay?
Okay, all right. So they literally, instead of showing much of anything, they just kept on their faces as they're traveling through the tunnels, and they are giving the strange, how mysterious everything is look on their faces while showing absolutely nothing.
You wonder what they were expecting.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was, like I imagine in the prop, in the original script there was, and there are electronics here and walls and such there. Excuse me.
Could Corby have not offered them better coordinates? Oh, well, there's, I guess, dramatic appearance. Turn off the light.
Of course. Ah.
Oops.
Smack. There is a bottom, Jesus Christ. Don't give me this bottomless bullshit. You're supposed to be a scientist or a scientist assistant. And I'm not asking why Lurch was just, leaning over the cavern there.
Gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Unfortunate, yeah.
It'd be interesting. We'll have a crossover between Star Trek and the Addams Family.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that from the last installment when we were setting this up. I thought that would have been cool.
I mean, like it would have to be a non-canon episode, I guess.
But
like a zany little small Halloween episode of Star Trek.
A whole race of the planet of the things. All these disembodied hands scurrying about.
Oh Jesus Christ! No, nope, nope. Backing away slowly. But a whole planet of the Addams family's air quote values.
Blowing up miniature trains and constantly fencing and sharpening their fangs.
Yeah. Send a blonde to you right away, sir.
I like that qualifier. Apparently an accident.
Yeah, like what? Oh, about to say like apparently in an accident, and now I'm going to start studying my surroundings like I should have been earlier.
Sneak, 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 sneak.
Yes, motherfucker, right there though.
The immortal Ted Cassidy.
Yep. Well, not so much immortal.
Well, admittedly true. He would appear in later Roddenberry productions. Roddenberry's attempt to make another series, Genesis 2. He would be playing a character, a white Apache chief, in both Genesis 2 and in the second attempt at it, Planet Earth.
Stop. Roll back that a minute. A what?
A white Apache. The Apache in Roddenberry's Genesis 2 future, there would still be Apaches, but there would be tribes composed of white natives as well as Indian natives.
They adopted the culture.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess.
Actually, it's interesting. If you ever get a chance to watch Genesis 2.
Hello.
Played by Sherry Jackson, veteran of many a television episode. One of those actors who bounced through from one series to another.
Literally, yes.
Well, yeah, since that's Christine Chappell, then I must be Captain Kirk. Uh-oh.
Dun dun. He thought it best. Don't call him Roger. Stop.
Really. Dr. Corby. And you didn't spot her the moment you entered the room.
Exactly.
We're just really laying on the incredulity a bit thick here, aren't we, kid?
Love is in the air. Just feel that chemistry.
That's right. Oh, well, there we go.
I don't know.
I wonder if they got a memo. Star Trek was constantly getting nasty notes from the Standards and Practices Department warning them about open mouth kisses. Those were verboten.
Really?
You couldn't have open mouth kisses. It's also why in the 60s, all your married couples slept in separate beds.
I remember that vague bit. But also, it's like the kissing never really feels genuine, which, is difficult enough to begin with.
Well, it depends on who it was. If you ever saw an episode of Honeymooners with Jackie Gleason and Audrey Meadows, they always had a kiss at the end, which, wow, that was a definite kiss.
We can't have the Honeymooners anymore with the whole bang pow straight to the moon.
Right. Now, the rules also stated that if for some reason you did have a man and woman in bed together on a TV show, one leg had to be touching the floor at all time.
It's so weird.
Yeah. And that guy over there is holding a gun at me.
Phaser. It's a hand phaser. Okay. At least I think so.
Yeah, you're right. They would carry hand phasers if they wanted to be inobtrusive. Oh, he went to pieces.
Melted, to be precise. I didn't even see any wires picking up Kirk. I may have been blind, but you know. I didn't hear that uh, with those ears. See, bullshit.
Well, yeah, you could say, well, I've heard that becoming a piece of shit in the galaxy is becoming more popular.
Stop it.
Fast thinking. I never would have thought of that.
Like, I'm sorry, but this isn't one of the better episodes, I think.
Yeah, but it gives us more room to converse. Dr. Corby, by the way, is played by Michael Strong, best known for a recurring role in the soap opera The Edge of the Night.
Never heard of it.
You would have had to have asked your grandmother about that one. The Edge. It was one of those soap operas that had a real nice, creepy opening, but otherwise just a standard soap opera. It was The Edge of Night. Dun dun dun.
It's like that one soap opera with the vampire.
Dark Shadows.
Yes, and that was about it. It was just the vampire was there hanging out. Hey, how's it going? I'm a vampire. Rawr.
Well, I had an opportunity to recently rewatch episodes of Dark Shadows, and I was surprised when it occurred to me just how many seasons the show went before Barnabas made his first appearance. But once he appeared, the reputation for that show was nailed down.
You could have just been like, yeah, you totally convinced. Holy shit. God damn.
Well, Ted Cassidy was a hefty person.
He was, but I'm like, again, I'm not seeing any wires. And usually with these remasters, I was able to catch it. You don't understand what? Why you wear so much clothing?
He's being dismembered even as we talk.
Torn apart, limb by limb. Rather deep question, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah. Well, love is strange.
This is also true. Yeah, so Kirk could have said, like, oh, yeah, you totally convinced me. I'll just go back up to my ship and prepare to store whatever it is you want us to store, etc., etc. Spock, load the photon torpedoes. So anyway, Doctor.
Oops. Notice how she moved between them instead of around them.
Yeah.
Oh, and getting back to the episode title, What Are Little Girls Made Out Of is referring to Andrea. What are little girls made out of? Sugar and spice and everything nice. And the implication was that everything nice was included to create Andrea. Ooh.
You're in love with Spock. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Admittedly, that's a rough edge here.
Bah. Ooh.
Oh. Yeah, what orders?
Yeah, this is true.
Kirk is thinking the things I do for Starfleet.
It's a difficult job.
Yeah, really.
Damn.
Now, Andrea, demonstrate for us the dance of the double-gilled armadillo.
Yeah. You're making robots. Why are you killing people?
I know.
Okay, here we go. Yes. Okay, here we go.
In just 7 days, I can make you a man.
No idea what song that is.
Oh my God. Have I raised you without exposing you to the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Oh, I've only seen parts of it.
Oh dear. You might not have wanted to reveal that to our audience.
That's fine.
Back when you could have bought a lot more stuff from Radio Shack than nowadays.
In that gut.
Really.
But I have no room to really talk.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, tonight you'll be finding out more about your commentators than ever before. One good turn deserves another. Okay, I got that out, so it's in the past.
Clearly making robots and the victim of bad writing.
He's alive. He just strapped him to a machine and was spinning him around.
Wondering, is this what it's come to? I was an actor on stage. I was respected. I was in a Twilight Zone episode.
I was making lots of women happy on soap operas, and now
I was also on The Outer Limits, apparently.
I'd have to go back and look. I didn't know that. Can you remember what episode offhand?
Wait, wasn't it the Cold Hands, Warm Heart? Or is that still...
Oh, you're thinking of Shatner. I thought you were talking about Michael Strong.
I have no idea who he is. I'm talking about the dude strapped to the table, spinning around next to a styrofoam human shape.
So, see, kids, when it's time for your school science project, just put your baby brother on a spinning table next to a similarly sized object made out of silly putty, and if you spin him around fast enough, you'll get a duplicate.
I'm sorry, this would totally screw with my equilibrium. Behold, the twin identical Kirk, but evil.
Yes, they have identical birthmarks on their thigh. If we can just move those intersections.
One that's not a robot?
Ooh, nice guess.
I mean,
Here, give me a hand phaser and I'll find out.
no, first I'll shoot the big guy. Then the bitch. Grr. And then you. Because grr. Notice he still hasn't explained why he had to kill the 2 security people.
No, he hasn't.
Okay, so the thing has its memories. Wouldn't it be able to just realize that it has never said that before in his life?
Well, have you noticed that the androids don't really seem to be all that advanced? You know, kiss him, Andrea. Slap him, Andrea. Andrea doesn't go, why?
Well, they were supposed to obey.
I'm naked on a spinning table.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Now, is she seeing the benefits, perhaps? Can we get Spock down here?
I've just noticed. I mean, amazing after decades of watching these episodes, but all the food on Star Trek looks so happy. Cheerful, happy food.
It's just like it's protein gelatin with other nutrients. Oh, I thought it was her husband. All right, my bad.
So,
Oh, hey, there's a little red.
still,
There's a little red cross on the Starfleet emblem. I never noticed that before.
really?
Yeah.
Well, admittedly, yeah, you were supposed to be expecting the science badge on her, like McCoy wears. But yeah, nurses had the little red cross on their Starfleet emblem.
Where to shoot when they're on the battlefield?
You'd have to get a real close look, though, to make sure they were wearing that cross, and presumably meet up with an enemy who had restrictions against shooting medical personnel. I think she's wearing her hair differently than she has so far.
Don't know. I've never really been big on her hair to begin with. So, my gaze just sort of slides off of it. Just a double?
Yes, that was the double.
No. I mean, like, yeah. I'm not seeing. Oh, okay. Wait, he's in front of a screen. Okay, all right. Maybe.
You're looking to see if the elbow or anything disappears at a certain point.
But the table is also at an angle. Like it would be going into the screen. Wait, he has a brother.
Yes, we won't be meeting him. Well, we sort of will be meeting him later on in the first season.
Huh.
Well, that's his first officer, yes.
Driving me nuts. I don't know how they did that trick. See, that's a double. That doesn't look anything like
That's a
Kirk from the
double.
back. Yeah. Wait, hold on. What did Genghis Khan promise immortality?
Well, their version of programming, making everyone a uniform society.
I don't think Genghis Khan was for that either.
Well, Genghis Khan tends to get a bad rep sometimes. It depends on how you feel about the Mongols. The Mongols were an invading race under Genghis Khan, so they were things were kind of held against them because of that.
It's such a stupid plan.
It is, and
He,
that's why Kirk is playing along.
but okay, so he wants to get off planet and onto another planet. Blah 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 blah. He contacted the ship. He could have told Lurch, "Hey Lurch, check it out. There's going to be these guests coming down. Please don't kill them." And he'll tell that to all of the little androids. And then they would come down and be like, "Hey, doctor, what's going on? We're here to rescue you." And he could just easily say, "Thank you for rescuing me. I'm fine. I've also found this awesome technology here
Want to
making..."
try my new carnival ride?
No, not even that. Be like, it makes robots. I just put, I put a styrofoam plaster body shape, whatever, and then I get a subject as a template, and it's kind of freaky, but I think I'm working it out, and we could use this as the menial labor to do the dangerous jobs like mining dilithium or going into radiation fields and shit like that. So it's just a little bit of forethought would have saved all this trouble.
Have everything transferred to the Daystrom Institute in their robotics program.
Exactly. And then duplicate the head of the Daystrom Institute.
I mentioned on occasion the sort of wiggy sense of humor the Star Trek production staff had when they finished their makeup work on Ted Cassidy, got in his costume and his makeup as Ruck.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, on that particular day, Roddenberry was going to have a clothing salesman visit him and trying to sell him some suits. So when they knew the salesman was coming over, they put Cassidy in his whole Ruck outfit and makeup in Roddenberry's office behind his desk. And then they were all, as the salesman was coming in, they were all backing out going, "Yes, Mr. Roddenberry, certainly, Mr. Roddenberry, we'll take care of that." And they all run around to where they can get a good look at the guy when he comes into Roddenberry's office and sees that sitting behind his desk. They go, "Ah!" But Roddenberry did end up buying some suits from that guy. But I'll bet you never got this kind of thing on episodes of Gunsmoke or Mannix.
Not. Also, like, how heavy is that?
Well, if it's styrofoam, it's got to be lighter than anything. He's supposed to. If he wants it to appear hefty, he should be holding it with both hands.
And me like make it obvious that it's so heavy, so heavy.
Now, this is a nice ominous scene here. If Ted Cassidy hadn't played Lurch, then I would have been disappointed if no one ever offered him a chance to play the Frankenstein monster. Because I think he would have been good at it.
Yeah, maybe. If I recall correctly, the 60s and 70s were not a good time for Frankenstein monsters.
Not really, no.
Yeah, so probably for the best.
I mean, Hammer Studios had better luck with Dracula than with Frankenstein.
And like he can't. I'm still bugged because he has to know that there was no memory of using that phrase before. There's memories of how he treated Spock before.
But Corby, the programmer, assures him that it would have worked.
We've rescued by showing the emotionless android the power of love.
Pity the working man. I'll have to look. I want to say Sherry Jackson was in one of the Beach Party movies made by American International during the 60s, but I don't remember. That was definitely not a closed-mouth kiss.
Who are you programmed for? Because, like,
Yeah,
Nurse Chapel. Wait, hold on, back up. This was a whole thing to begin with.
Let me get Christine in here while we have this conversation. I'll bet she'd be interested in some of the answers. It'll never work. I'm alternating current, you're direct current.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's who she was programmed for. Got it. Okay.
yes, one of them called herself Zelda and took a spaceship off to conquer some planet in another solar system.
Wait a minute. This is this is like Babylon 5, wasn't it? Where they had that like army droid or the perfect alien weapon thing that was basically destroying its home race?
Babylon 5?
Yeah, it was one of the first season episodes where they were, forced to do a Monster of the Week episode, and it was like this technology from a dead planet that turned one of the scientists into this cyborg killer thing. And it turned out that they built it to purify their race, and it ended up just purifying them to extinction.
Your memory's better than mine on Babylon 5, I guess.
It was not one of the better episodes.
Gasp.
Dumbass, what the hell are you doing?
Might not have been the smartest move in the world here, Kirk.
Implies there are more, quote unquote rucks.
I know. What happened to all the others? Well, one down.
Suddenly, an army of rucks show up.
Clawing their way up the cliff from the bottomless pit.
Oh, that would be so creepy.
Wouldn't that?
Including the two security guards, because they're now robots.
Ooh, well, would they have had a robot production facility down there?
Well, maybe.
Still good, not a bad idea, but
yeah.
Oopsie.
They actually had some moving parts in there. That was actually pretty cool.
I'll have to look. That might have been just a prosthetic pasted on the outside of the hand.
It was, but there was like a simple, I guess I'd call it a piston.
Can't you see the plastic? Oh, really? I'll have to go back and look.
No. It is an overlay. Like they just plastered it on there with the circuits and such. But one of the circuits was like a piston pumping, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Have you ever tried to set your own broken finger?
No, I have not. I've actually been fairly lucky. I've never broken a bone. I've fractured, but never broken. So
I have broken a bone, and I was at the time very preferred to have the doctor take care of it rather than try and do it myself.
yeah. And she
If
sees
Kirk ever finds out that there's been a weapon up there all the time, he'd kick himself.
pretty much, yeah.
Damn! Attitude problem here, kid. Don't wear it back.
Yeah, but what clothing was Kirk wearing last time?
The command suit. Remember, they were all together in the dining room when the android was fooling Chapel.
Yeah, I guess. Mm.
Really?
Kirk was wearing this uniform when he was seducing Andrea, right?
Yes, when he asked her to kiss,
Yeah, exactly.
and asked her if she was confused or anything like that.
Yeah. So then, why does Andrea think that the Kirk with the uniform was the Kirk that was trying to seduce her?
She couldn't. It never occurred to her to differentiate. She just saw Kirk wandering around. Yeah, that was a real serious,
Yeah.
either a script dido or. But here, once again, remember Roddenberry was in the process of rewriting the script practically while they were filming it. So you have to experience or expect the occasional lapse.
Didn't they just film another script?
Don't think it was all that easy.
That's how we resolved the episode?
Not quite.
So, all right. Was she? So he had an assistant. Was she also part of the crew, or
I
just
think
a woman that he made?
my impression is that was a woman he just made.
It would have been better if he made her look like Nurse Chapel.
That ooh, now that's interesting. That would have made a nice. Can we have a duplicate Christine Chapel instead of a duplicate Kirk?
Exactly.
No, Spock, I'm having a pretty shitty day right about now.
And he has a different hand phaser. He has a circular one. They're just like throwing props out left and right, apparently.
Well, it might have been just a regular hand phaser, but Nimoy was holding it differently.
Oh, we actually see the rear nacelles now? Huh.
Yes, that was one of the remastered touches, which I thought was nice.
I don't know. Like, I would have zoomed in on the planet. I mean, I don't need to see the rear nacelles to understand that, you're moving away from the planet.
Well, still, it was a nice touch.
I disagree.
Oh, come on, Spock, walk it off. And that's your only problem. It should be in about another 6 or so episodes.
Yes, because usually it's back-to-back episodes of the same plot line. But we didn't have back-to-back sex trafficking episodes, so.
Oh, pity.
No,
Although surprising to do that much rewrite on a Robert Bloch script. Robert Bloch is usually a better writer, as we'll have another Bloch episode. A block of episodes in second season.
what was the writer you said?
Robert Bloch.
Robert Bloch, Star Trek. What else did you fucking write? Okay, here we go. He did What Little Girls Are Made Of. He did Cat's Paw and Wolf in the Fold.
He also wrote the script for Psycho, the Alfred Hitchcock movie. He also wrote, I believe, the classic story, Yours Truly, Jack the Ripper. He's the one who once said, I have the heart of a 5-year-old. I keep it in the jar in the bottom drawer of my desk.
That was ripped off by Stephen King as well, I think.
Stephen King probably quoted it. I don't think King doesn't strike me as the sort of person who would rip off another author in general, and Robert Bloch particularly. People have been known to disappear who've tried to rip off Robert Bloch.
Wolf in the Fold. What is this one? I don't remember this one. Let's see.
That's the one
Following
where
serious head injury.
Scotty is accused of killing a woman on an alien planet.
I have no memory of this one. I think he's maybe 1 for 3, maybe, because I don't remember the cat's paw being that good either.
Oh, really? I kind of liked it.
Yeah. It's got the one with the giant cat. So
Yeah.
yeah,
How can you not like an episode with a giant cat?
easily.
Great
Easily.
big kitty cat.
Also, I can sometimes judge the quality of an episode by how much we actually talk about it after the episode's over. And my first go-to was like, well, what else did this fucker write? So there's
yeah, I read everything that fucker wrote.
So there was possibilities with this episode, but it just wasn't executed well at all.
A lot of missteps here.
And also, again, it's right after we had Kirk split into two with the transporter accident. So it's another there's a duplicate Kirk running amok episode. Although that wasn't nearly as long as the previous one. And I don't know. But I did like Ruck.
Yes.
And I'm very fond of Andrea, actually. Andrea was very beautiful, and her acting was fairly good for, a quote-unquote bit part,
I was waiting for you to say her acting was kind of mechanical.
Oh, I was trying to be respectful.
Oh,
I think she's still alive.
Sherry Jackson.
Sherry Jackson.
Yes.
Yes.
She was born. She's 78 now.
Yeah.
Would enjoy seeing what she looks like these days. In the 1970s to 80s, she was on the Incredible Hulk, Fantasy Island. Ooh, Charlie's Angels. Well, you got to pay your rent somehow.
I mean, it's work.
Yeah, my goodness. She was on an episode of Batman in 2 episodes. It didn't say which one. She was in an episode of Lost in Space.
I think I'm on the wrong Sherry Jackson filmography. That is.
There's a film list and there's a television list.
I'm on the IMDb.
I'm on Wikipedia.
I think I'll go back to Wikipedia because that was definitely not her IMDb. I was like, Sherry, what are you doing?
Right. She was also on The Monitors, which had its moments.
The mini skirt mob. Oh my god. Really?
Well, like you said, it's work.
And they had issues with open mouth kissing. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Let's see, The Lion and the Horse. Interesting.
Oh, she was on the Wild Wild West. 2 episodes of the Wild Wild West.
And Lost in Space.
Yeah, it's not one of the better episodes. I remember that one. It's Space Hillbillies.
Space Hillbillies. So they actually found other humans.
Well, they were always running into these weren't human hillbillies. These were alien hillbillies.
Alien hillbillies. Oh my god.
Their spaceship was designed to be a cabin. And of course, Dr. Smith, seeing that there was another spaceship, tried to get in good. No, wait, hold it. Wrong episode. I'm thinking of another one because that was a different actress playing the one in charge of the quote clan unquote that episode. Oh,
I really don't like Lost in Space.
The first 6 episodes still stand up very well, but beyond that, it quickly degenerated into the Will and Dr. Smith show. And the robot.
Well, I mean, like they had to pay for that robot. That robot needed to earn its money back quickly.
That's right.
Let's see what was coming up next. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Miri. Oh no, not Miri. No, not the one with the like. I'm the 32-year-old pretending to be a 13-year-old.
Well, the very immortal actually is supposed to be older than that.
Yeah, but they all go yeah, 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 trying to be creepy, which
Bonk bonk on the head. Well, a lot of that was due to budgetary. I mean, what bothered me more than that was the fact that they're having it appear on a duplicate Earth, just so they wouldn't have to film alien landscapes when they landed.
also, what is it? They did that again. Another duplicate Earth with Gangster Chicago, right, or something like that.
Yes, that was in the second season where they were doing Nazi Germany Earth on another planet, Gangster Earth on another planet, Roman Earth on another planet. More than one person has expressed sort of a weariness at that sort of thing.
31-hour episodes in the first season. That is just crazy. Like, we're lucky now if we get 10 or 12.
Yes, your mother and I both tear our hair out this sort of thing. We get into a series, we get into a season, and practically when we're really enjoying it, oops, end of the season. See you next year.
But we will see how Miri Miri turns out next time. And I guess for now we will leave you be. Thank you for listening. If you want to reach us, you can reach us at lostpodcast@titan@gmail.com. Also, we are on Facebook. Thank you, and hope to see y'all again later.
Take care. Behave.